First question, what do you think of animals?
I like them. They're nice pets.
So do I. Okay, second question is animal abuse or people who abuse animals. What's your thoughts on that?
Disgusting. And it's not right, because they wouldn't be treated like that.
It depends,
What?
It depends.
What do you mean it depends?
If it's someone or something, you would have to
That would be self-defense. That would be completely different. I'm talking about a defenseless animal that hasn't done anything wrong to anybody. So, what do you qualify as abuse?
So just say your dog went to the toilet in the kitchen or something. You some people give their dog a wee slap to say don't do it again.
Yeah.
But other people kick their dog and all.
Yeah, I would call abuse causing unnecessary harm to an animal.
That's beyond
simple as that. Yeah, I don't want to share the planet with people like that, to be honest. And the fourth question is the hardest one. What about the animals we take into slaughterhouses? We hang them upside down, we shoot them in the head, and we cut their throat for an unnecessary reason. What do you think of that? You ever thought of that one before?
I mean, I don't know if it's right, but I like chicken and bacon and all, but it's not not the way that they're killed. That's wrong. I do eating chicken, bacon, burgers and all, but
so did I. So did I. The reason I gave it up is not because I didn't like the taste of it, it's because I didn't want animals to suffer on my behalf. And it's supply and demand, so if I buy the product, well then somebody's going to harm an animal. And it's not necessary when you can buy vegan versions. I'm a vegan animal rights activist, by the way.
See when they're going to buy meat, no?
Yeah.
They're already dead.
Yeah, but it's supply and demand, so the reason they supply the product is because people buy it or demand it. So if you demand it, then they will supply more, so more animals will suffer. So I've been to slaughterhouses and seen exactly what happens to animals. I've been on farms and seen what happens to them, and I'm not cool with that at all. I love animals. None of you would ever probably harm an animal yourself, unless it was self-defense. So if somebody's kicking a dog, you're taught to think that's really bad, or bullfighting's bad, or fox hunting's bad, and all these things. But cows and chickens and pigs and sheep, you're taught not to think about them at all. I was taught exactly the same. That's why I don't judge anybody. I want to have conversations with people. You're taught that you have to eat them, and it's completely normal to do so. But I haven't eaten an animal product since I was 19. I'm heading for 60 now, so I haven't touched on it. So I have survived and thrived on a plant-based diet for my entire life. So if you can survive and thrive without harming animals, what would be the justification other than taste?
Animals are I know it's really going to help. If you go vegan, it's not going to stop everything, but it'll probably make you feel better about yourself, knowing that you're not eating something that's been slaughtered. No, I
appreciate that. I do feel that way, man, because there's loads of bad things happening in this world. People are raping people. I don't rape people. People are being racist and sexist and homophobic and all those things. And I do none of those things. The one thing I did do that I was complicit in was paying for people to harm animals. So I can go to my bed at night now and think, well, I didn't pay for anybody to suffer today. Have you seen what happens to animals in slaughterhouses? If I could take you there and let you see it, I guarantee none of you would be cool with it. Some of the things we do to animals, I guarantee you don't even know half of what goes on. So, yeah, that's why I'm trying to people to make that connection. If you wouldn't harm a dog, then why is it okay to harm a pig when you can just go into that wee shop down Nutmeg down there and buy vegan products? Tesco's are full of vegan burgers, and I'm sure you've seen all the vegan products in the shops. And even if it tastes, here's a question for you all to answer. Even if it tastes 5 or 10% different than the meat product, which usually it doesn't, it tastes pretty much exactly the same. What's more important to you? A slight taste difference or an animal being stabbed in the throat or shot in the head? What do you value more when you think about it that way?
An animal being killed. I'd rather know that I'm not eating something that's been tortured, basically.
I appreciate that, man. What about you? What do you think of that question?
Don't know.
You ever thought about it before? I know it's a heavy question. It's a heavy thing to think about. All through my teenage years, I was thinking, I don't want to harm animals, but way back in the 1980s, when I was young, I genuinely thought I had to. But all the science says now we can thrive on a plant-based diet. Loads of top athletes eating plant-based vegan diets. Lewis Hamilton, David Hay, the boxer, NFL teams. I don't know what sport you follow. There's loads of top.
Vegan?
What?
Who made you vegan?
who made me vegan. I watched the speech back. I'm going to give you a card in a second. I'll show you exactly what made me vegan. I watched a speech on YouTube by a guy called Gary Yorosky, and it was literally the best thing I've ever seen in my life. I was vegetarian even before I was vegan for a long time. I gave you all a card each. And then I watched that speech and I thought, fuck's sake, I love animals. Why the hell am I paying people to kill them? Yeah, so it's the one on there, the best speech you'll ever hear at the top on this here.
Thank you, mate.
It's a guy called Gary Yorosky, if you remember that name. If you don't remember the name, my YouTube is at the bottom and you'll find it on there. But yeah, it's just a different way of thinking. Most people think vegans are, like, we're painted in the media as being extremists and it's really restrictive diet. I probably eat better food now than I've ever eaten in my entire life. And I'm not crazy. I just don't want to harm animals. I don't want to know that. Like, I'm going to tell you one thing we do to animals I guarantee you do not know. So there's 2 pig slaughterhouses in Northern Ireland, right? One in Ballymena, one in Cookstown. Do you know how they dispose of the pigs when they get there? Do you have any idea?
They like dump their bodies somewhere.
Yeah, no. Well, we put them in gas chambers. What do you think of that? I can see you're shocked by that.
How does that do anything?
They tell us it's the most humane way to stun them. So it's like carbon dioxide, which is suffocation. So they're forced into cages and then they're dropped down into a gas chamber. And they basically suffocate until they pass out, which is, man, I've stood beside it and you should hear them screaming.
So like meat that people are eating, like if you're, or well, not meat that
it's not contaminated, if that's where you're going now.
Oh,
because carbon dioxide's in the air anyway. You're just taking oxygen away. But when you have carbon dioxide on its own, it's a really aversive gas, so it burns, it's like an acid burn in their esophagus and their stomach, so whilst they're suffocating, they're burning from the inside out. Man, it's horrendous. I've stood there and listened to them and watched it, and it is the most, they tell you it's humane. There's nothing humane about that. Well, if you think of the word, humane slaughter is what we're all taught. We're all taught when you're young that something humane happens in a slaughterhouse. What does humane mean to you? Means
something that's like normal for
kind. Yeah. Technically means benevolence. It means to take care of or be kind to. And the word slaughter means to kill somebody in a violent fashion. So those 2 words do not belong together. What's that?
And they said it's humane putting pigs in a gas chamber.
Yeah. It's not only is it humane, the industry tells us that it's the most humane method. So cows are bolt gunned in the head and hung upside down, have their throats cut. Chickens are electrocuted and have their throats cut. There's nothing humane about any of it.
Far extent, like they just like kill an animal, like.
But there's so many people, man. They want to do it fast. That's what it's all about. Carroll and Cookstown are gassing 4,000 pigs a day. Cranswick and Ballymena are gassing 3,500 pigs a day. And you know what the worst thing of all is? Pigs are super intelligent. I don't know if you know that. Pigs are the 4th most intelligent animal behind. Well, humans are first. Dolphins and whales are second. Corvids are third, like crows, and they're really smart. Pigs are number 4, smarter than primates and smarter than dogs. So you see when they arrive at the slaughterhouse and they hear the other ones being suffocated inside and hear the screaming, man, they're freaking terrified. And even at that level, terrifying an animal to that extent is bad for me. Never mind throwing them in a gas chamber, you know. What do you think of that?
Just
something to think about.
Yeah. I don't know how to explain it. It's hard. Like.
Yeah. Doesn't really seem right.
What's that?
Doesn't really seem right.
No, it doesn't seem right. That's it. That's the thing about it. It's not right. It's unnecessary if you can eat plant-based. If you can buy, like my shoes, they're probably not cool to you guys. They're not far away from yours. Those are vegan shoes. Like you can buy vegan everything these days. Vegan leather outperforms traditional leather, which is the skin of an animal. Every supermarket, Nero's do about 12 vegan options. Starbucks the same. Little Wing around the corner do a full vegan menu. Pizzas. McDonald's do a McPlant. KFC do vegan chicken nuggets. Burger King do vegan options. All it takes is a couple of weeks of thinking, right, I'm not paying for that shit anymore and that cruel stuff.
Like, see, like there's like more like meat and all, and than the vegetarian options. So.
Yeah.
I think it should be more vegetarian options.
Yeah, well, vegetarian's bad too, man. The dairy industry is probably the most cruel, and the egg industry is the same. Really, really cruel. Probably more cruel than the beef industry, even on one level. See all the dairy herds you see in the fields, the black and white ones, they're all female, because only females produce milk. Where's all the boys? You ever asked yourself that question? Killed at birth, most of them.
Is it?
Most of them are killed on the day they're born because they're a waste product in the dairy industry. So somewhere between 60 to 150,000 in the UK every year are killed on the day they're born. Shot in the head. Some farmers will put them in the ground and hit them over the head with a spade or a shovel just to dispose of them because they don't produce milk. Baby chicks, the same for eggs. Males don't produce eggs. They come down a conveyor belt, thousands of them, right? The males and females are slightly different colours, so somebody will sort them into male, female. The females go into battery cages or free range, which is one big cage, and the males are dropped straight into a macerating machine, just ground up alive on the first day of their life, or drowned or gassed again. So all those things, pardon my language, but they fucking suck. I don't want to pay for any of that.
Vegan food's like more healthier. It's like a healthier option. Like,
Yeah, it's a healthier option because our meat products, animal products, saturated fat, cholesterol, antibiotics, and you're consuming, this might sound a wee bit woo-woo, but you're consuming death and fear as well, you know. I don't think it's cool at all. Something to think about anyway.
yeah.
Check that wee speech out on YouTube. Sounds boring. Remember the guy's name, Gary Orowski. It's about 40 minutes long. I swear to God, man, it's the most powerful thing I've ever seen in my life. The guy's just dropping truth bombs for about 40 minutes, and I was like, I'm going vegan. So, yeah. Tell me your names again.
Matthew. Fed.
Lorcan.
Corey.
What was your name?
Lorcan.
Lorcan, that's a cool name.
Corey.
Corey. Lads, I appreciate you stopping. Don't throw those cards away. And if you watch it, send me a DM on Instagram and let me know what you think. Alright lads, have a good day.